Hey, this is Susie Marsh Meffin coming to you from Florida, and this is my addictions, mental health, and recovery channel. I hope that you will like and subscribe. I only need about 915, I believe, to get an upgrade in my channel. So today we're going to do a request. Someone asked me to do another meditation. So I'm going to do a meditation called The Sanctuary. So of course you're not driving because this is YouTube, I hope, because this is a rather intensely relaxing, and it's actually a preparation meditation that I use for my clients during psychotherapy who are trying to resolve some past history issues. This is the first stage where we set up a safe place to do emotional deep work. So this is called the sanctuary. The first part of the sanctuary is relaxation. So hopefully you don't drive and listen to YouTube. But the first thing that you do is a relaxation technique. I like to use the waves because I think it's an easy one to remember and to use, because everyone's sat on the beach and felt the wave with going over them with the sand coming back out when the wave goes back into the ocean. So this relaxation exercise, you can make it very intense. If you're alone and you want to do some emotional work or some relaxation work, you make it very, very vivid and you go piece by piece. So for example, we start with the fact that you imagine that you're in a perfect place. Some people that's the beach, sitting next to the ocean. Some people it's in the woods in their grandmother's cabin. For some people it's at home in a room. But I want it to be a sanctuary is where you are there alone. And then the second thing that we do after you build up in your mind exactly what the sanctuary looks like, make the colors very vivid. See everything around you. Again, you're alone in the sanctuary except for a higher power. Now your higher power may be how creative you are. If you're not an atheist and you're agnostic, your higher power can be how you feel in nature, how you feel around animals, and how you feel around really intimate conversations with people and the connection to people. And your higher power can be how you feel with nature and connections to that sort of thing. So it's the feeling of oneness. It's the feeling when runners run and they get the runner high, it's similar to that. So some of my athletes use that as their higher power because just like taking work, they have to work towards that runner's high. So sometimes you have to work towards having faith and trusting that things will work out okay. So in the sanctuary, before we do the relaxation part of the sanctuary, you imagine your surroundings and you're safe. You can imagine that you're in a bubble if you'd like, whatever fits for you. And if you're a trauma survivor, you can imagine that you are surrounded by gates and you're safe. I used to surround myself by gates and cement walls with angels protecting me, especially the Archangel Michael, who is the defender of women and children, and he carries a big sword. So that always made me feel safe and protected. So imagine your sanctuary however it feels to you. Make it vivid, see the colors. Maybe you can smell the ocean or the woods or the grass. Maybe you can really feel the coldness if you're using snow in an area where your sanctuary is. But then what I'd like you to do is to imagine that you don't have to be in the ocean at your sanctuary. Imagine how it feels when you're lying at the ocean and the wave comes over your feet, and when the wave goes back out to the ocean, it pulls sand with it and pulls sort of on your body. So we want to imagine that wave of relaxation goes up to your toes, to your feet, the heels of your feet and your ankles. Taking a deep breath. Now I want you to breathe out as that wave of relaxation pulls the stress and tension, just like it pulls those grains of sand out of your feet. Taking another deep breath. Imagine pulling that wave of relaxation up to your knees. Imagine it massaging, tickling in a way that relieves stress from your knees all the way down to your feet, your calves, the front of your legs, your ankles. Take a deep breath. Imagine that wave of relaxation going all the way back into the ocean, taking stress and tension with it. Taking another deep breath, move that wave of relaxation up to your belly button. Imagine it massaging, releasing tension, massaging all the way up from your knees to your genitals, to your hips, from the backs of your legs to your buttocks, relaxing your genitals, relaxing your hips. Take a deep breath, let that wave pull all of the tension and stress out of your lower body, starting with your waist, pulling all that stress and tension as the wave goes back into the ocean. Now let's take another deep breath, and this time the wave goes to your hands, up to your waist, to your arms, up to your chest, up your spine, all the way up to your neck. Feel that wave of relaxation, relaxing each finger, the palms of your hand. Again, the deeper you make and go with each aspect, the deeper the relaxation is. Your wrists, your arms, your elbows, your upper arms, your shoulders, going up to your chest, your stomach, the back, the spine, all the way up to your neck. Taking a deep breath, letting that wave of relaxation go back into the ocean. Take another deep breath. This time, the wave of relaxation is going to go all the way up over the top of your head, massaging your face and chin and ears and cheeks and eyes, massaging your neck, all over your neck, going to the back of your skull, going up your skull, going up to the top of your head, covering your whole head. Taking a deep breath, I want you to feel your brain relaxing. Feel it relaxing into the two sides. Now breathe out. Breathe that whole wave of relaxation through your whole body back into the ocean, taking all of the stress and tension from your entire body. All of that stress going back to where it came from as it is released from your body. Now, seeing yourself surrounded by your sanctuary, in case it wasn't at the ocean, see yourself surrounded by your sanctuary. Now, looking around, make the colors vivid. Make whatever you see really vivid. And again, this takes you deeper into a self-hypnotic sort of space. Now, this is where I take my clients when we're going to do deeper emotional work. And that deeper work is something that you really want to do when you're being led by somebody, but not somebody who's at a YouTube who can't be there to help you with it. So what you can do with your sanctuary is that's where you can go to do your meditation. Now, if you didn't get my video on meditation without giving you 20 minutes, the quickest and easiest way to learn meditation, which I recommend doing it in your sanctuary, is to pick a mantra. Now, I want to tell you this. Back in the 70s, TM, people would pay thousands of dollars for transcendental meditation. So they did research on it and why it worked so well. It turns out that the money that they paid made them so invested in the meditation that it worked. So choosing a mantra that is something that you truly believe in. Now, mine is related to when I became a believer instead of an atheist or an agnostic. So mine is related to I will to will the highest will. That's also because I have a very strong will. So if I will to will the highest will, I'm willing the best will for myself, because I can't will the highest will with my own gut will. It's not possible. So I will to will the highest will. Now, choose your own, whatever fits for you. That also reminds me of 12-step recovery. 12-step recovery changed my life, took me from being an atheist to a believer. So that's why it works for me personally. So you take an affirmation that really works for you. All is calm. You don't have to have a higher power in it. It helps if you do. All is calm. God is taking care of everything. Everything is taken care of. So I want you to look around in your sanctuary and make sure you have a symbol. If you believe in a higher power, again, it can be creativity or nature or one of the things I mentioned, but I want you to have a symbol of a higher power. Now, for some of us, it would be a cross, if you're a Christian, and mine has changed so many times into more like clouds. But sometimes it is very important for me to see like a real human example of my Christian faith. So it might be what I see as Jesus, or something like that. And pick something that you can really feel like is bigger than you. Again, your creativity, a group of people that you really trust who have really helped you, your religion. Pick a symbol that every time you look at it in the sanctuary, it reminds you of that. And it teaches you faith and forgiveness and doing the right thing, WWJD, anything that brings you to your higher self. So in the sanctuary, we have this symbol of the higher power, and I always add, for when clients are doing deep emotional work, we add a container. Now, a container is something when you're working on yourself and you tend to have negative thoughts about yourself, negative feelings, bad memories, PTSD. The container is something that you practice using. I promise you, I practiced using it for myself. After I taught it to my clients, I thought, well, I need to do this. And I practiced it, and one day it completely worked. The anger that I had, I can't remember what the issue was, but I imagined putting it in that container and it was completely sealed, and I felt detached from it. And ever since then, I use it religiously when I need to. So if you practice it, just like it did for me, it will contain those feelings, and I can think clearly about the issue or the person or whatever is going on that upset me. So the container will work if you practice it. Some people have a chest, some people have a vase, some people have a box, some people have a flower. It doesn't really matter, but it's something that we're going to put memories that we will work on when it's time, feelings that we're not ready to express that we're going to work on. So it's not things that you're getting rid of, it's things that you are going to work on. So putting all those things in the chest, breathing a deep breath, blowing those issues that you need to contain into the chest or your container. Of course, the sanctuary is magical. The container can grow when you feel like it's not enough. It can get bigger and it can get smaller. And I want you to see where in your sanctuary you're putting the container. So place the container, whatever yours is, in the sanctuary. Now looking around, seeing your sanctuary very vividly. Now I always add animals to mine. I add every animal that I've ever had. Sometimes remember to put them all there. Sometimes I just remember to put the most recent animals. So I put my animals there that really meant a lot to me, that I really loved. So put in your sanctuary, if that's important to you, put that. If your church is important to you, put yourself sitting in your church. If you're raised Catholic, you may want to be sitting in a pew at church, or during Mass or after Mass or something. So pick something that symbolizes your comfort with a higher power. Again, athletes may want to experience something that's like, if you're a biker, have your I'm talking about a road bike, not a Harley or a motorcycle, but if you're an athlete and you can reach that athletic high, put that symbol of that high in there, whether it's your mountain bike or whatever it is. So now you have all of the components to your sanctuary. Mine has been the same ever since I ever started it, and that's part of the comfort, is it's always there, it's always the same. I want you then to practice this when you meditate. Now I got off the track with the meditation. So you use a simple affirmation that you really believe in. Again, some of you will use a short Bible quote. And what you're going to do, what Transcendental Meditation taught, is that you use this affirmation, something that you really believe in. So when you start meditating, you can start, I started at 45 minutes a day because I was really into trying to learn it. But you can start 15 minutes a day and just do that affirmation. You can put on music, meditation music. You can light a candle. What you can do is make sure that your brain has a focus, because you will discover what the monkey brain is. Chattering, chattering, chattering. You will see what it's like in 3D Technicolor in your brain, and it will drive you crazy. But if you stick with it, you'll go from the beta to the alpha waves. I think it's from beta to alpha. You will go to these waves in meditation that are very calming, really good for your brain. It's like 6 hours of sleep. So one of my clients told me about going to Silva Mind Control and learning really good, intense meditation. I was very impressed with it. So the mantra, if you're going to do it with your eyes open, the candle, the meditation music, because what happens is the monkey chatter starts. You take a deep breath, you focus back on the mantra, listen to the music. If you got it with your eyes open, focus on the candle, and keep the mind busy on those things, and eventually the chatter will subside. Now, sometimes I don't meditate well and I still have that chatter, but sometimes I have an awesome sense of the presence of a higher power, my higher power. Sometimes I think that Asian Indian meditators call kriyas, but these sensations in my body that you get when you've been a long time meditator. So lots of things that are wonderful can happen. I think I told this story before, but I'm going to change it to meditation. There were two people meditating beneath a Bodhi tree, which is a tree in India where I believe Buddha became enlightened. And one was meditating for 10 years, the other one for 20 years. And suddenly Buddha appeared before them. And he said to the man with 10 years, "You will become enlightened, but it's going to take you 15 more years." The guy said, "Forget this. I'm not going to do it anymore." And he got up and walked away. And then he said to the other man, "You will become enlightened, but it's going to take you 20 more years." And the man said, "Thank God, Buddha. I thought it would take so much longer. I am so grateful." So that's the attitude we want to have. And I loved it when I heard that story because I tended to be the other side. So use that in your meditation. And let me end with, this is watermelon tourmaline. And as far as sanctuary goes, it is green tourmaline surrounding pink tourmaline. And it is thought of as the adult holding the pink heart, the inner child heart. And my shoes today, I can't get my leg up there. They have the pink tourmaline in them and the green tourmaline. People want to see my shoes. So thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like it and subscribe so that I can update my channel and I can interview people. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.